What are we doing with our monies in the bank?
This is the best time to start investing.
What are we doing with our monies in the bank? Hey, my elegant family, welcome again to another episode on the Winnie School of Elegance channel. See family, today's episode is a very, very interesting one. And it's actually a highly requested video. Sometimes last year, I made a video talking about how I manage my finances, and I talked about some of the investment options that I personally use and asked if you people wanted me to expound on it. And a lot of people in the comment section actually requested that I talk about these investments that I do. But I thought that I wouldn't do justice to the topic, and I decided it best to invite an investment expert who would come to the set with me and then talk about everything investments. I personally know that I have a lot of things to learn from her, and I know that this episode will give us all of the insights that we need when it comes to financial investment. And as elegant ladies, one of the things that we level up on is our money. We need to ensure that we're securing the bag and making the bag work for us so that we're building this generational wealth together. It's very, very important. So without further ado, let me introduce my very special guest in the house. Her name is Jennifer of Financial Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Winnie. Thank you so much. You just said the tone, because when the discussion is about women and money, I'm usually excited. You're saying securing the bag, and that's what you're here for.
I usually see your excitement whenever you're talking about money on your YouTube channel. It makes me
happy, especially for women, right? Yes. It's not a new topic for men. Yes. But when it comes to us, I don't know, we kind of shy away from it.
Yeah.
How many times have you had a woman admit that she likes money?
Well, a lot, because I'm surrounded by
people
who
interesting.
like money.
Most times we tend to shy away from it. As
if
maybe they will say we are materialistic. Sister, tell them say you are materialistic.
It's okay to be materialistic, my dear. Someone said materialistic. Wait, don't you? Your whole existence is material because you need materials to actually survive, right?
And in this economy now,
you definitely need the materials. Anyways, I met Financial. She actually slid into my DM. Right, and it was my social media manager that told me about her and said she wanted to come on the Winnie School of Elegance community, and I was like, okay, let me just go check her out. And I checked out her YouTube channel, checked out her Instagram page, and saw that she literally was already into this finance thing and was she's doing the most, pouring out value with her platforms. And I actually found your content very interesting.
Thank you.
And I thought that we could pick your brain in the Winnie School of Elegance community, especially with regards to investment.
Big time fan of this community. Yep. So I think I saw the video you made reference. I'm like, this is interesting. We could build on this.
Yes.
And I saw the excitement about my co-community members in the comment section. I'm like, let's do this. Yeah. And they said yes. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. It's my pleasure to have you here. Yeah. So family, we're just going to go right into the conversation. Hopefully I'm going to be asking all the right questions that you guys want me to ask, or you ladies want me to ask. And then, So first of all, it's okay to call you Financial Jennifer or just Jennifer?
Either way is fine. Either one is fine.
Okay.
Really. Yeah.
So whilst I was preparing for this episode, I went on your YouTube channel, and the last video you posted on the channel was a video where you were telling us that we should not keep our monies in the bank. We should stop making the bankers rich or the bank rich, and we should put our monies to good use.
True.
So whilst I personally understand that concept, some people may not understand the concept. So can we just start from there? What do you mean by let's stop keeping our monies in the bank? Is that not what the bank was made for?
I'm really happy that you brought up that question.
Okay.
In that video, I gave an analysis. Let's assume that last year you have 100,000 naira in the bank.
I remember.
And last year, a bag of rice was 50,000, right? That 100,000 could buy you 2 bags. But now, how much is rice right now? A bag of rice?
Girl, I don't know. I don't eat rice. I don't eat rice.
Okay. I think it's actually 80 something.
You're kidding.
So it's 80 something thousand, and only God knows the price it will get as the festive period comes close, right? So with that 100,000, you withdraw it from the bank. It can no longer buy you 2 bags, right? The value has dropped. And that's not all, my sister. By now, they've taken bank charges. They've taken maintenance fee. They've taken this, they've taken that, right? At the end of the day, you are left with maybe 90 something that the value has dropped. Let's compare it with someone else. We have Winnie, brilliant investor. You took your 100,000. You're like, okay, let me just invest this money somewhere. And right now, the interest rate environment is about 20%, right? That means between then and now, you have 120,000. It doesn't not really beat inflation, but you're better off than me that left there in the bank. And what am I even saying? You may not still have that money because adulthood happens. Emergencies come up, they call you from this person is calling you, that person is calling you. So yes, don't leave your money idle in the bank because it's losing value.
I think I really love the way you analyze it very easily and very simply. In very simple terms, your money sitting in the bank is only making the bank rich. And
they'll bring it to people like us to invest for them.
Don't
let them
which makes them a whole lot richer. And then that is actually one of the major reasons why I thought that this episode would be very valuable for the Winnie School of Elegance community. Okay, Jennifer, we hear you. We hear you, girl. We hear you when you say, don't put your money in the bank. Where the hell should we put our monies then?
Thank you. When it comes to invest, like, I just get so excited when I'm talking to you about it. Okay, so let's do it this way.
Okay.
Let me start from this lower level.
Okay.
Because there are different investments you can make. Although one mistake we make, we feel like we need so much money to start investing. No.
I love that.
With as little as 5,000 naira, which is less than $5, there are investments for you, right? So let me start. So I'm going to give examples. And for each one, I will tell you how you need to start, how much you need. In fact, after watching this video, I know you don't just watch and go away. You watch and you practice, right? So after this video, you are going to have enough knowledge to dive into that. Should we?
Let's
okay,
get started,
so
girl.
first, which I feel is the easiest one, there are fintech platforms. So many of them.
Fintech.
Yeah, fintech platforms. I don't know if you should mention them, but there are so many of them right now.
So sis, Jennifer, please. So I want you to talk about this part of things like you're talking to 5-year-olds.
Okay.
You know, sometimes investment talks can get very complicated, and that actually discourages a lot of people from moving forward.
Okay.
So just when you're explaining the things that we should explain, also have in mind that we have people in the university, even in secondary school, who watch these videos. So we also want to be able to relate to them as well and ensure that they are also getting some value from what we're discussing. I just needed to say that. I'm sorry for cutting you short.
No, definitely.
Okay.
That's actually my superpower.
Okay.
Simplifying investments.
Let's do this.
Okay, so yeah, number one, I call it fintech platform, is what we call savings app, right? So I have 10,000 naira and I don't want this money to just be idle. I want to grow this money. What I will do, I can sign up on any of these savings app because they are going to pay you interest. It's an investment. It's going to grow your money. For instance, now the one I use has an average of 20% in a year. So instead of leaving my money in the bank, I can decide that, okay, let me just move it there. Two things it will do for you. That temptation to spend it anyhow. There was a day Insta story, WhatsApp story, that's where, that's the marketplace these days.
Yes.
I was scrolling through. I saw one perfume. Normally, I'm not much of a big
Perfume
big
person.
on perfume.
Yes.
It's gifts or something. But the packaging was so nice. Randomly, I said, okay, let me just add this to the collection. I asked, she was like, it's 200,000 naira. That's the equivalent of how many dollars? I'm like, okay, this is impulsive buy, but no problem. But I checked my account. I didn't have that much. Does it mean I don't have 200,000? No. But I have this rule. There is a certain threshold. I don't leave in the bank. Most of my funds, I move it out. Till when I need it, I can go and withdraw, right?
Okay.
So because I don't have that much, I'm like, oh, sorry, think it's above my budget right now. I moved on. But if I leave all my money in the bank, like most of us do, you swipe card now, you buy things you don't need. So that's one advantage of moving your funds to savings platform, reliable one. You don't get to spend it anyhow, and it's going to grow. So let's say you have 5,000, you move it to one of the platforms. There's so many of them these days. They pay between 10% to 20%. How much is the bank paying? Most of them don't pay. Even a savings account, when they want to pay, is like 3%, is 2%. So when you move it there, on that 10,000, for example, 20% should be around 2,000 or something, right? At the end of the day, your money has grown from 10 to 12. You can decide, oh, I don't need this money now. You can roll it over again. You can still lock it there till when you need it, and there's ease of moving it. When you are ready, maybe you have an emergency or you need to buy something, or like personally, I move these funds there. When I now need to buy something, I can just withdraw a certain amount I need. So that way your money is growing and you're also safekeeping it.
Okay, I think that makes a lot of sense. But I think the only difference now between these people and the bank is that they give you interest on your monies.
Exactly.
But I know that there are also some facilities in the bank, some systems that work in the bank that actually also give you interest on money. We'll come to that later, but let's focus on these fintech companies that you have mentioned now. My question is, are they reliable, or how reliable are they? Because I know that some I don't know whether to call them fintech companies, but we've had some in the past that actually became very popular and trendy. People invested all of their monies, and
that's so
less
sad,
than
really.
1 year, 2 years later, these people collapsed. Some of them ran away with people's monies, and then no one could hold them accountable. Even the government can't even hold them accountable. We don't know where they are. I know a friend who invested over 10 million naira in one of these schemes.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yes, and then he just invested the money, and then 6 months later, it was all over the news that this particular company had were having issues with the government, and then the man couldn't be found, and then his return on investment wiped out completely. So the question I'm asking on behalf of the people is, how reliable are these fintech companies?
I'm really glad you asked, because the issue of security, I think that's even one of the major challenges we have. Throughout the years of talking to women about money, this is always the question. Jennifer, what if they take my money and run away? And it's very valid. I've lost money before, right? It happens to the best of us. But one thing I usually look out for, of course, I understand that every investment comes with an element of risk. It's now the degree of the risk, right? So one thing I look out for is this platform. Are they recognized by SEC? Can I trust them with my money? Let me use, for example, the one I use. So SEC is a Securities Exchange Commission. They're like the apex, the governing body when it comes to investing, right? But to be honest, most of the platforms might not be directly related to SEC, but they are partnered with organizations that are SEC licensed. Case study, I use a platform, Optimus by AfriInvest. So now, why do I use them? AfriInvest is one of the top investment banks in Nigeria. So this platform is managed by them. I am confident that, okay, this is a licensed organization, right? Even so many other platforms, we have the likes of Piggyverse, Cowrywise, so many of them. They might not be directly licensed by SEC. I'm not sure if they are, but they are partnered with organizations that work with SEC. So this gives you a peace of mind that you're not putting your money in a random place, right? That you have a little cover of the government, of the security agency, right? That is one. And then secondly, I want to look at the management. Yes, we have young people like us these days, they start businesses, but are they being advised? Who are the advisors? Who is the board? Are these experts in the industry? Many people are just tech experts, like they know how to do these things. They lack the financial, what do I call it? The financial experience part of it. But then on their team, they have people that handle the money side. So that is also something else I look at, right? So yeah, the risk, we can't remove that risk. But when you check it, let me only stick to you mentioned the banks. I like that. Even the banks have products. I think one of the videos I did recently, some questions you should be asking your banks, because most times they might not actually come and tell you, oh, we have product that can pay you 12%. No, if you're the one that have the option of paying somebody 0% in the basic account and then paying them a whole lot, you would prefer to sell the one that you don't have to pay so much, right? I think that video I said what the banks don't want you to know or something.
Okay.
So even if you don't trust the platforms, ask your bank, talk to them, ask them I have so amount. Even they can help you facilitate things like treasury bills, mutual funds, if we are going to talk about those. So yeah, number one option, savings platform. You look at the security measures we mentioned, make sure they are somehow related to licensed corporations.
Okay, so can you mention some of this fintech companies that you can vouch for? Like if somebody wanted to say, I want to start investing today,
okay,
which ones would you advise and recommend that they go for?
Let me mention the ones I use.
Yes,
because
just maybe a few.
Okay, so there is Optimus by AfriInvest. We are going to be talking about them a lot.
Optimus by AfriInvest,
right? I love that platform. There are so many options on their app. There is Piggyverse, which most of us know. I think they are the first people in this game. There is Bamboo, right? You can use to buy for instance. There is Cowrywise. So you can start with some of these. They've been in the game for a while, and I think they are doing something nice.
Okay, one question I have to ask is, how easy is it to navigate their platforms?
Oh God, so easy.
Okay, so anyone can start at any level where they are.
Exactly. But I do have tutorial videos of these platforms on my channel.
Okay.
So yeah, you can check them out where I guide you step by step. But it's very easy. When you download the platform, just give yourself like 5 minutes to look around how things work. Normally, when you sign up, you're going to see a wallet. So get that account number from your wallet. You move money to it. Now take time to explore the platform. And interestingly, some of them have tutorial videos on their YouTube channel, which you can also check to navigate. Or you can check some of them on my platform. I do step-by-step tutorial guide on how to use them.
One question I have to ask you, and you need to be as transparent as possible when you're answering this particular question. So which fintech app do you use? Give me one fintech app you use.
I like to keep things simple.
Yes.
Okay. Right now, I used to use a couple of them.
No, just one. I just want one.
Optimus by AfriInvest.
Optimus by AfriInvest.
Yeah.
When did you join Optimus by AfriInvest?
It is a platform by AfriInvest.
No, when did you join?
That's 2 years ago.
How much have you made so far?
Interesting.
Because we like practicality here. You're telling us to invest in them. I want to know, how has that helped you? How has that made you money through the monies that you invested? So you don't have to tell us the exact amount.
No, it's fine.
In percentage wise, how much did you invest and how much percentage of that money have you earned in 2 years? Just simple, just simple answer.
You know why this might be a bit complicated? Because there are different things you can do on the platform.
Okay.
There is this stock I invested in, I think a year plus ago, Nvidia. I bought that stock when it was around $200 or something.
Okay.
Right now, it's over 1,000 something. Right? It's not Optimus. It's not their stock or anything, but you can use their platform to invest in this.
Yeah.
Then there are savings on their platform that pay up to 20%. Every month you get the interest. Recently my interest came in. I think it's about 60 something thousand naira. It is not much based on the amount I have at that point in time, but it was enough to transport, fueling. It's exciting.
Apart from that, I think that apart from even it meeting your basic needs here, when it starts to compound.
Oh God!
Imagine it in the next
Listen
20
to this woman
years.
Compounding. We are going to get.
We'll talk about compounding interest in a bit.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of it.
Sometimes people get discouraged and say, 1% interest, 1%. What will you do for me? But when that 1% starts to compound in the next 20 years, you'll be amazed and you will wish you actually invested it. But let's not jump the gun here.
Good.
This conversation is very interesting and I have lots and lots of questions. So you've said the first investment option that you would advise anyone to go for is
savings.
Fintech.
Exactly. Savings
with
platform.
the fintech company, right? Not just savings because you can save in the bank.
Yeah, or even if your bank have platforms you can save with that can pay you enough, not just the basic savings account we use every day. Those ones don't pay anything or if they pay 1%, 2%. Why go for that when you have better options? And the honest truth is that the banks may not be able to match what these platforms offer you. Exactly, when it comes to the interest.
The banks actually have offers like
yes, they have. But
like
mostly, I don't know why they don't make noise about it.
Because, like you said, why would they make noise about it? So I think it's our responsibility now to meet our account officers. If you have an account officer, and ask them what are the investment options that can actually help you increase the value of your money. So ask your bank, okay? Ask your accountant. So moving right along, fintech companies is the first one. Now, what's the second investment option that you would advise anyone to go for?
Okay, so the second investment option I would recommend is Treasury bills.
Treasury bills.
Yeah, I'm going to explain. The first one we say savings. That one with as little as 5,000 naira. Now for Treasury bill, the minimum is 100,000.
Okay.
We are coming up a bit, right? So Treasury bill is like this. It's an investment with the government. You can do it anytime. You are lending money to the government. It's not only government that goes to borrow money. They also come to us to borrow money, but it's short term. You can do 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year, but it has to be less than 1 year. It can't be more than 1 year. And the interesting thing is that right now, the rates are amazing. I remember when I joined investment banking recently, sometimes especially you can see 3%, 4%, but these days you can get more than 20%. Right? And it is also interesting because most banks do it. So some people that are like, I don't want to go to any platform. Ask your bank. Though not all of them, they're not very excited about it. They prefer bring your money to them. But you can ask them about treasury bills, or better still, go to an investment bank, because most times that is their business, investment banks. And there's so many of them here in Nigeria. We have AfriInvest, we have FBN Quest, even Stanbic, Cordros. There are so many investment banks you can work with when it comes to your money. They will optimize it for you more than commercial banks. But at all, if you can't do anyone, you can still ask your banks. So yeah, with treasury bill, minimum is 100,000. You choose the tenor, but less than 1 year. An interesting thing, you can decide to get your interest up front, right? When, let's say you have 100,000, you have 1 million, you give them the money. That day, they'll give you the interest on it. Then when it matures, you come back for your capital. And this is one tool the rich use a lot. The interesting thing as an investment banker is that you get to see how these people deal with their money. So when someone wants to buy something, let's say a client of mine, there is one recently, they wanted to make a purchase. They don't use their money. They come to you, okay, I need so amount. I need 10 million. How much do I need to invest to get this 10 million as interest? You do the calculation. Okay, so you need to invest like 100 million, you need to invest 70 20 million. Fine, they take this money, they push it to you, you invest it, you give them their interest up front. They can't do what they want to do. At the end of the tenure, they come out, they collect their capital. Free money! Like,
So wait, you are enticing me with this treasury?
No!
No, I'm actually enticed because, wait,
Okay.
So you say that treasury bills is a shorty, like there is no risk involved.
It's with the government. And you know, most times, investments with government, we call it low risk. It's not as if they run away with our money now.
Yeah, it's the
If
government.
Exactly.
But can't the government decide that they don't want to give you back your money? Has that ever happened?
In Nigeria, no.
It hasn't.
Never.
Okay, so my next question is treasury bills. Girl, I have 100,000 naira lying in my account right now, and I want to invest it in treasury bills.
Okay.
What's the first thing I must do?
Okay, two options. It's either you call an investment bank.
Okay.
I use AfriInvest. You can just search AfriInvest, or you can send them an email. I can even leave the email in the description or something.
Okay.
Right? You call them, tell them you have 100,000 to invest in treasury bills. They will guide you. They will do the breakdown. This is how much you are going to get, and depending on the tenor, because you also tell them the tenor. Do you want 7 months? Do you want 6 months or 9 months? Right? You send them the money. They do it, and that's all. You move on. But they will create an account for you.
Yes.
Alternatively, you're a baby girl. You don't want anybody to stress. You don't want to talk to anybody.
Soft girl living.
That's it. So you can download the app.
Okay.
Oh God, we are so lucky in this time. A lot of things is on our phone. You can do it without talking to anybody. So I use an app, AfriInvestor 2.0. So that's why when you ask, what is that one app I have? There might be different ones for different purposes, right? This one is not Treasury bill right now, is not on Optimus. But for apps, I use AfriInvestor 2.0 for. I even have a detailed tutorial video of it on my channel. So what you do, you download the app. You sign up. They're going to ask for your information, your BVN, your address, and everything. Give it to them. It's a licensed organization. Your detail is saved with them.
Okay.
You sign up. You navigate. You will see treasury bills on the platform. When you click on it, the same question, amount, you put your 100,000. Tenor, you will see the tenors available. You put the tenor you want. It will show you the interest. You will see it will calculate it for you. Okay, 100,000 on it. This is the interest you will get. It depends. The interest rate is not fixed. The interest yesterday may not be the same today.
Okay, so it fluctuates.
Exactly.
Oh,
it depends.
I see.
Maybe when they roll it out.
So what's the lowest interest that has ever been?
Right now, maybe 15-12%.
Yes, on your money.
Depends. And people are leaving it idle in the bank.
What are we doing with our monies in the bank?
Like,
though?
this is the best time to start investing.
What are we doing with our monies in the bank?
Okay, thank you. It's interesting, right? Oh God.
So wait, you're saying the minimum is 100?
Yes.
100,000 naira.
Yes.
If I have 1 million, if I have 2 million,
any amount with treasury bill, no limit. Okay, there is something I didn't want to bring it
interesting.
in, not to confuse people, but these are financially smart women. When it comes to treasury bill, there are two legs to it. You can do primary market,
Okay.
or secondary market. So when I say primary market, you're buying direct from the government, from the DMO. But for that, you need 50 million.
okay.
Yeah, but not everybody has that.
Not yet.
So if you have that, perfect, call your bank. You can't do this one on the app. This is big upper level,
Yes,
right?
next
Just
level.
call your bank. But if, like us, you have literally a student, you have 100,000, you have 1 million, or just go to the app. That is secondary market. Now, the only difference is that from the primary market, you can get a higher rate. Let's say they roll it out, you can get like 21%. But now, if you're going through the secondary market, you're going through the app, it has to be lesser, maybe 17,
Yeah.
12.
So the interest rate is lower.
Exactly. And it also depends on the tenor. If you're going for 9 months, you can get like, say, 18. If you're going for 6 months, you can get like 15. And you say 3 months, you can get like 10. So it depends. So ask yourself, when do you need your money back? That will determine the tenor you will choose. But please stop leaving money in the bank.
And
low risk investments are paying better now.
I really love this thing that she's saying right now. And I would advise you, my dear elegant ladies, the next time that uncle of yours gives you 100,000 naira, don't go and spend it on clothes. I beg you, don't spend it on KFC chicken. No shade to KFC. Don't spend it on fast food. You know what I'm talking about. I think, first of all, start by asking yourself, how can I make this money work for me?
That's it.
How can I double this money?
Oh, God.
That way you are like, okay, you have used your money to work for you, have made more money, and then you can now decide to maybe splurge out a bit, but then you continue investing. That's how you actually create wealth. It's as
That's
simple.
how the rich do. They don't spend their money.
They don't spend their money.
No, they don't. This recent election that ended,
don't
one of my
spend their
clients was one of the presidential election. Well, how much did they sell from there? He didn't spend his money. Just how much do I need to get this 100 million they're asking for? He brought it. You give him his interest of what he can do what he wants to do. At the end of the day, they come back for their money. But you and I, some of us will be like, you see them driving that car, not knowing his interest, free money
from an investment that he has made.
You can sell your property.
So the next time someone gives you 50k, 10,000, keep it aside and start keeping it aside for investment. One book that I know that I read that literally changed my mind on how wealth creation is made is The Richest Man in Babylon.
Oh my God, everybody should read that book.
Everyone must go and read that book, because even if all you are earning every week or every month is 7,000 naira, that book will teach you how to create wealth from the level where you are at. And it's just the simple principle of investing your monies and making your monies work for you. Girl, I'm so freaking happy that you're here right now.
Thank you.
I have more questions to ask.
Bring it on.
Okay, so you've talked about this second investment option, which is the Treasury bill. I'm personally interested in it, and I think it's something I'm going to explore, because if I have 100k lying about, why wouldn't I put it to good use and get some 15%?
Even if it's 5,000 you get on top, is something.
Yeah, of course, it's definitely something when it accumulates. The next question is, okay, what's another investment option for anyone who wants to start investing?
We still have 3 more investments to talk about.
Okay.
Sit tight, we are coming. Okay, so the third one I want to recommend is savings bond, FGN savings bond. This one happens every month. Like on my channel, every month once it opens, I'm announcing, because it's also another low-key way, low-level way, low-hanging fruit. With as little as 5,000 naira, you can invest in FGN savings bond. So the government came up with this FGN savings bond, right? Okay. It's also from the federal government and it's low risk. So they came up with it to encourage us to save better, to invest, because with 5,000 naira, not everybody has maybe the 100,000 for treasury bills. You can do FGN savings bond for 5,000. And this one is interesting in the sense that when you invest in FGN savings bond, the interest payment is made 4 times in a year, right? So it's longer tenor than treasury bill. This one you can either do 2 years or 3 years. The one last month, it happens first week of every month. Last month, the interest for 2 years is 17%. Then for 3 years is 18%. So let's look at it. Let's say you invest your 5,000 and maybe your interest is 1,000 naira. That 1,000, you won't get it once. It will be splitted into 4. Every quarter, you'll be getting paid, right? This is beautiful for people that want passive income. Okay. Maybe you want, maybe your aging parents, or even for yourself. I have some students that are like, okay, this can take care of their school needs. So quarterly, they are getting paid from it. It's really amazing. Or some people use it to place themselves on salary, because there is a way you can arrange it that every single month you'll be getting paid. Let's say you invest for minimum of 3 times. This is, you invest this month, you invest the next month, and you invest the upper month. That's 3 months. How it works now is that 1 month you will get paid maybe from the first one you did, because it's quarterly. The next one, the second one you did, the payments will come in. The next month, I don't know if you're getting it.
I understand you. Yeah, we understand.
I have, don't worry, just check it on my channel. I shared my screen showing you how this is done step by step. So that way that every single month you are getting paid, it's really interesting.
And there's no risk in this one.
It's low risk. It's for the government. At the end of the 2 years or 3 years, you get back your money. But all this while you have been enjoying payments from the government. So it is also one beautiful way your money can make money for you. Then moving on to the fourth one.
The fourth investment option.
There are so many of them.
Okay.
So the fourth investment option you can explore. We've been talking about investments you can do with the government. Now let's take it to corporate.
Sorry, before we move on to the fourth one, right? If I wanted to, because I'm big on practicality. So if we wanted to go ahead with the third option you just mentioned, which is the FGN
savings bond.
What's the steps? How do we do it? Is it still on the app?
On the app? No.
Okay.
But this one, first of all, you have to be on the lookout every month, the first week. So it has to be on a Monday. It opens for 5 days, from Monday to Friday.
Where are we looking at?
Where are we looking at? So we have the DMO office, or better still, just sign up with any investment bank or a brokerage, as I've already mentioned, AfriInvest. So if you sign up with them, once it opens, they are going to notify you that it is open.
So how do we sign up with them?
Okay.
So it feels like these things are hidden secrets.
God.
Because
you're asking the right questions.
Yeah.
So these things are there. So I mentioned that I use AfriInvestor for treasury bill. The same AfriInvestor, you don't even need to talk to them. Once you download the app and sign up, automatically they become your broker, and you would need them to buy stock. We're going to talk about stock shortly. You need the app to buy stocks. So once it opens, they open it up to their clients.
So do we receive notifications on the phone?
Yeah, you get emails. Mostly it's emails, right? But when you log into the app, some of them like Treasury, you can see it inside the app. But some, I don't think they've been able to incorporate it on the app.
I'm talking about this FGN one.
Yeah, so they have not been able to incorporate it on the app. But you're going to get the mail. It's just a link. You fill up the link, you make your payment. You don't even have to talk to anybody.
Okay, so in simple terms, you're pretty much saying if we want to use up this investment opportunity, you sign up with an investment bank.
Exactly.
Sign up with them, create an account with them, download their app, and then you get notified via email or via the app itself.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually think everybody should be a client of investment banks or brokers.
Investment bank,
because all of these opportunities, when they open, they'll be sending you the emails.
Yeah.
We are all subscribed to Zara, these, when they're doing sales, we are getting the emails. Your email should also be talking money.
Money as well. That's a good one. And to be honest with you, what is there to lose? There's nothing there to lose if you just sign up and then start to see what this investment bank.
One day, one will catch you. One day, one of them will speak to you, right? So yes, for savings bond.
Thank you for that advice.
Thank you. So something I also try to do for the people on my channel, that every month, once it opens, we make a video about it. I share the link with them. That's once you follow the link, you don't even need to talk to your people again. These are investment bankers, so we did for the family. So yeah, you can check that out. Whenever it opens, I share updates on this that you can just sign up. Or like I said, once you subscribe to any of the investment banks, I listed some of them: AfriInvest, FGM, Quest. I use AfriInvest, right? So when you sign up with them, you'll be getting notified, and it's so simple to do in the sense that there is a subscription form which will come on the email. Download the subscription form, fill out your details, your name, your BVN, your account number. Yeah, account number is very important because interest they will pay. They're paying you direct
into that account.
Exactly. It's the investment bank just have to process it for you. They're going to pay you direct once it's time for payments. Even on maturity, your capital is going to be paid to you direct. So that is how you go about savings bond.
Beautiful. That's the FGN savings bond.
Exactly, FGN savings bond.
Okay, so what's the fourth one?
The fourth investment you can consider, let's talk about the corporates now. We call it commercial paper.
Okay.
So with the other ones I mentioned, you are dealing with the government. But with commercial paper, you are dealing with corporates. You have the banks, MTN, Dangote. These companies can decide to come to the public and seek for fund. Okay. Maybe they need they have an emergency, or maybe for running capital or something, they can come to us to raise this money. So with commercial paper, the minimum is 5 million most times. Although in few cases you can get 1 million, but the minimum is 5 million mostly. The tenor, it can be 6 months or 9 months usually. So the difference now is, now the risk level is a bit higher. Because you're no longer dealing with the government. Anything could happen to this corporate. But fortunately in Nigeria so far, no company has ever defaulted, because not just any company can come to issue commercial paper. So it doesn't open all the time. It depends. But maybe each week there might be a company that has an offer. That is also why you should have a broker. Okay. When these offers are open, you would know. Or if you're in my community, I announce these things whenever they open, right? So how does commercial paper work? Exactly the same way Treasury bill works. When you invest, you can get paid ahead, like your interest. You can get paid ahead, or on maturity, they will pay you. And the interest rate, because I said the risk level is now a bit higher. Recently, you can get like 23, 24.
On such
investment. It has to be higher than Treasury bill, of course, for it to make sense. So right now, it's one of my favorites, actually. Anyway, I mean, my risk level is a little bit up there, because I believe the younger we are, the more...
We'll talk about risk exactly very soon.
Okay. So you decide the tenor you want. So if you're open to this, why not? Once you sign up with a broker, they will be notifying you when it opens. And it's simple and sweet. You don't need to stress yourself. Do it and go and relax. After 6 months, you get back your capital.
Oh, that's actually beautiful. But that's for the people who have like maybe higher earnings.
Probably.
You have 5 million, 10 million, 15 million lying around.
Really? There are rich women in this community. You don't know your people.
Oh, I know. No, I'm not saying that they are not. I'm just saying that that's for the people who have more money than... I know you've been mentioning 5,000 and 100,000.
Exactly.
So this particular one is for people who have more monies that are just lying around and they want to put to good use. Right?
Yeah.
So for this particular one now, how does it work again?
Yeah, so it's also via... Okay, so it's on the app actually. If you use AfriInvestor, the app I mentioned, I think you should. So on AfriInvestor...
So do you recommend that we use AfriInvestor as our official investment bank for the Winning School of Elegance community?
They should come and pay us.
They will, but I just want to simplify Simplify life for my women.
Yeah, that's what I use. I highly recommend them.
So if she is highly recommending it, let's also go in that direction instead of going about scouting. But I mean, if you want to scout for others, go ahead. But I would personally go to Afri Invest and hopefully maybe talk to them and see how we can collaborate together.
That's great.
Yeah, I'll find a way to work with them.
Yeah, so you should, because on their platform you can do treasury bills, you can do commercial paper, you can do Nigerian stock. So why go to different places when you have all of this on one place, right? So how do you go about it? Once an offer is open, you will see it on the app.
Okay.
If you go when there is nothing there, you won't see anything. But once there is an availability, you will see it on the app. Just click the same way you do the other ones. How much do you want? What tenor do you want? They will show you the interest calculation.
Beautiful. Okay, so but this is not something that you can just wake up one morning and decide that you want to do. No. And then under this point here, is it also, I know this is a higher risk investment.
Sure.
Would you advise someone who has a large chunk of money to invest in maybe a friend's business, a family member's business, or someone who has a good vision and has a good business idea, but just needs money or capital to start up that business? So is it the same? Is it similar? No. Do you understand the question?
It's not similar.
It's not similar. Okay. Can you? So what would your advice be in that regard?
It's not similar at all.
I mean, you guys would go into partnership with this person, sign the contract, do the dotted lines, do everything that needs to be dotted and signed, and then. But this person is not just a corporate. It's someone you probably know, or someone who maybe you don't even know, but you just want to invest in the person's business because you like the business idea. I know the risk is high, but do you advise that?
Yeah, of course, it's actually you got it already. The risk is high. It's pretty high because anything can happen. The economy can happen to them, and as a struggling business or a business that is just starting, they may not be able to withhold some shock, unlike the bigger corporates, right? And of course, I believe you already trust this person for you to even consider it.
Yes.
But bear in mind that it's a 50-50 thing.
But how did the bigger corporates get to where they are? Didn't they start from the bottom? I mean, yes. So I think at the end of the day, it's about you listening to your intuition, being guided by that, and then of course assessing the business venture and understanding the risk involved in the business.
If you are just starting, you have little money to play with. Maybe you should play it safer.
So with little money before.
Exactly. So if you are just starting, you don't have so much money at your disposal. Maybe you've worked so hard at this point, you have like 5 million, and that's all you have. It might be a bit risky to take all of that to a
startup.
A startup
that's understandable.
That I'm not sure of.
Oh, that's understandable.
But if I have like 5 million and the startup needs, if I have 100 million or more or less, okay, a startup needs like 10 million. Okay, if I lose it, no problem.
It's fine. It doesn't hurt me.
Exactly.
I like that advice.
So yeah, maybe when you're just building.
So what you're trying to say is pretty much, yes, invest, but ensure that you're not investing your money.
Exactly.
All of your money.
So the more you have, maybe the more risk you could take.
You can take it.
But
definitely.
if you're still building, I think you should play it safer.
Safe.
When we get there.
Okay, thanks for that advice. What's the last one?
The last one is my favorite.
I'm interested to hear this one.
No, this is my favorite, and that's investing in stocks. You know, all these big brands use an iPhone.
Yes.
Do you know that Apple pays dividend every, I think, 4 times in a year? Right? You'll be here and you see all these big company, they will notify you. Apple just paid dividend. But they just released iPhone 16. God, I was so excited because my stock in Apple is about to go like this.
Like, you have a stock in Apple?
Of course. So most of Apple has a cult followership, sort of. There's so many people that if it's not an iPhone, they're not using. So you look at it, be like, nice. These people, they're willing to keep investing in this business. That means this business is making a lot of money, and Apple is definitely making a lot of money. So there's a way I look at things like that. There are some brands you use. Oh, we are jumping. Let's come back.
Yeah.
What is stock? So yeah, I love to invest in stock. Stock is basically buying a stake in some of these public companies. You know, the way you mentioned, maybe investing in your friend's business. Now you can do the same with bigger brands.
What's the difference between the difference between stock and the last one you just mentioned?
Commercial paper.
Yes.
So commercial paper is a loan. It's a debt. They have to pay you back.
Okay.
But with stock, it's not a loan.
Okay, you have shares in the company.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
I'm building a partnership
with
these people. So is go all in You can win big or you can sink with them.
Yeah. So it's also a high risk.
Exactly. But you know how it is. The riskier, the more not interest this time, the more profit you could make from it. So how do you make money from stock? Two ways. Either dividends, right? Even Nigerian companies, they pay dividend. MTN, Zenith Bank, Access, most of these banks pay dividend. Or price appreciation, which is even the best part. When you buy a stock, let's say $5, and tomorrow it's trading as $100, that's a whole lot of money. Most of the rich men, they play in the stock market. That's where the money comes from.
Yes.
So I think it's something we should consider, right? And you can start very small. With 1,000 naira, you can buy a stock. So we call it fractional shares. So still using Apple, for example, let's say Apple stock is about $200. You don't have to have the whole of the $200. Maybe you have just $1, $5. You can buy a fraction. And that you give yourself target. Okay, I want to have a full unit of Apple share. Today, I'm putting in $5. Tomorrow, I get another random money, $3. You put it, it's coming up for you. So you tell yourself, by the end of this year, I want to have a complete unit or even 0.5%. So that's a beautiful target to have, right? That is it on that. How do you go about this? Of course, it's foreign stocks. Oh, it doesn't have to be foreign stocks. They're Nigerian stocks and all of that.
As well.
But I do more foreign stocks. I have Nigerian stock. Oh my God, there's some Nigerian companies that do so well. But I think you should have a mix of it, right? So if you want to invest in foreign stock, for instance, now, the app I mentioned earlier, Optimus by AfriInvest. That's the one I use. If you look, there's so many other apps though. There is Bamboo, there is Truth, the one you're comfortable with, right? So when you log in, you fund your wallet. You don't have to have dollars. So if you pay in Naira, you can swap it on the platform to dollars. Then you go ahead, search for the stock you want and buy. If I check my channel, I have detailed step-by-step tutorial videos on this. But it's so easy. Like this, you can become a partner in Netflix, in Apple, in Facebook, all of these big brands. And you'll be making a lot of money from them.
That's a really good
but
one.
There's a risk part to it.
That's a very good
So yeah, we can't round up without saying the risk with this stock. Stock is amazing, but it's risky. In the sense that the company you invest in may not do as well as expected. You ever use BlackBerry?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes.
BlackBerry stock was the queen back then in the market.
Yes.
Where are they now?
Where's BlackBerry?
Exactly. So please
Where's
bear
Nokia?
that. Oh, okay. I don't know. So please bear that in mind that if you are going in, of course, portfolio diversification. Forget the big word. It just means don't put all of your money in one place. We've mentioned different investments now. So you can decide, I have 100K. Maybe with 100K, fine, you can just leave it on the savings app. That is fine.
Okay.
Or maybe you have a lot more, maybe 5 million. You can break it down. Okay, let me take 2 million, put it here, that is safe. Give me a fixed return. Jennifer said this one is risky. Let me just put 500K there. But you can also make it easier for yourself. Just stick with the brands that you think they have been there. Exactly. The Microsoft, the Apple, at least this one, they've done their assignment. To an extent, you have confidence in them. It doesn't mean they won't drop. But the beautiful thing is that even if they come down, they will still go back up. They know what they're doing.
Okay. This conversation is getting more and more interesting. It feels like I don't want this episode to end really fast. But I still have a couple of questions to ask you. But I think I want you to just take a break. Let's take a 5 minutes break, guys. Let's chill for 5 minutes. We'll be back. Okay, so these 5 different investment options, I've picked out 2 that I know that I'm going to venture and delve into.
You're a money woman, so
yeah, I've picked out 2 already. And I think that one advice that I'll give anyone who is watching now is, she's just giving us the peripherals, like the basics.
Sure.
It's now up to you to go dive deeper, gain knowledge, understand how these different investments work, and see which one actually suits you. Thankfully, we're able to give us investment that cuts across different budgets, different age groups. So you have investment for people who are students, investment for people who are already working or have businesses and are earning a lot of money. So please, I hope you have learned something from this very first segment that we talked about. Now, moving right along to the next segment. So I know that you've talked about all of this investment that require us to download apps and download this and do all of that. Beautiful. Some people may not be very interested in the technicality of things when it comes to apps.
Okay.
Are there investment opportunities that we can do that are available to us? Like, I'm looking for the right words to use. So for example, investing in, like I mentioned, in businesses, starting up businesses, creating businesses, or maybe seeing a thriving business and you just say, okay, you know what, take this 20,000 naira. Let's sign a contract. Are there things like that we can delve in that's not necessarily
Need your involvement or something.
Great involvement in it? Do you understand what
Yes,
the question is?
yes,
Do you
I
have
get
any?
that.
Do you have any of those?
Of course, those are there. Although most times they require higher capital.
Very high capital and very high risk.
Exactly.
Very high risk.
That's what venture capitals do. There are venture capital funds. As you put in money, they invest in all of this business, but they go in knowing that it's 50-50. So for one, if you have enough, you can reach out to any venture capital platforms. So these ones, they aggregate investors and they move on and invest in things. But though it's also long term for most of them. So that's one option. Or like, and we already mentioned, you can invest in a friend's business. Or the one that I'm actually enjoying right now, movies. You can invest in movies. It pays so well. But the risk level is high.
So when you say investing in movies, like meeting a Nollywood producer or a director and then giving them money to produce a movie for you and then put it on different platforms. That's a good one.
So yeah, there are different ways you can. Like, let me give you a typical example. I have a circle, a group of friends, and I have a platform by the Fintech. So Fintech is a community of money-minded women. We save and invest together. We have over 8,000 women, and these women have money. So in that community, there is a smaller circle. Recently, we invested in a movie. Most times, the ask can be high, so it might not be something you do on your own. That's why your circle should be tight.
Very tight.
Women you can talk money with.
Very tight.
So what I did, I call up, like, we are 10 of us. Call up some of my friends. It was how many $1,000? So that was going to be a cinema movie. That's one aspect. No, sorry, not a cinema. Netflix movie. So yeah, because of relationship, the producers, they know me. They send the proposal. I looked at it. It was nice. So I involved my friends. And usually maybe they can be like a 1-year project, 6 months project, but the returns on it is really high. So that's one aspect of it. Another aspect, we have people that they have the funds. They can call a producer, call a script writer, or just call someone in the industry that this is the amount they have. What can you do with it? So I mentioned Fintech, my platform. I was speaking to a mentor, seeking for guidance and everything. She was like, she wants to invest. We are not ready yet. But the fact that they are even asking, that means they're seeing something you are not seeing. So the same way if you have the funds to play with, not to play with basically, but it is substantial, and you want to build something with it, you want to go into some industry, you can reach out to people in that industry. How can you come in? So if you're an angel investor, give them the money, get and relax. They do the work, you enjoy your returns, but remember, it's actually high risk. Because at this point now, like the movie we mentioned, that is one we wanted to go into. But then suddenly they say that an issue came up. They couldn't get visa. It was supposed to be an international movie, flyer. They couldn't get visa. A lot of back and forth, you see. So now it's either they return your money, or maybe they are even invested in some things. So you are losing a part of your capital. So please have this in mind. There are alternative investments, but the risk level can be higher. But if you're a beginner, please start with the structured ones. The ones we mentioned before. As you climb up, more opportunities will open for you.
The opportunities. Okay. I'm so excited about this conversation.
I get that. You're talking money.
Girl.
You too like money, Winnie.
I love money. Please, I beg. After reading that book by the richest man in Babylon,
everybody should read that book.
It will start liking money.
And it's so easy, a very simple book.
Principle, very simple principle that you apply and everything just changes in your life. I promise you for free. Okay, so you've said a lot, but I still want to pick your brain on certain things before I let you go, because I can't let such a precious gem leave this couch without ensuring that I pull out all the information from her to my brain. So the next thing I want to ask is, what are your thoughts on Forex, cryptocurrency, and real estate?
We're taking it up a notch.
Yes. And then still in the context of investments. What do you think of those things?
I like that. So for crypto and forex, these are like they're one of the highest risk of when it comes to investing. But you know how it is. The higher the risk, the more delicious the returns, right? I invest in crypto, but I don't have enough time to like trade this.
It's time consuming.
They're active traders. They're monitoring the market. No, I don't have that strength. My own is I want the one I will just put money and go away. So I approach crypto the way I approach stock. What are those top coins? The Bitcoin, the Ethereum, and all of them. What are those top coins? I put my money there, I move on. I actually believe in crypto. Although right now, governments are still back and forth.
There are lots of policies.
Exactly. But I feel that it's a future there. I really do. And we missed out when Bitcoin was like less than $1 and all of that. But I don't think it's too late. Right now, I think it's about 60 something, 50 something. And people are saying it will soon get to 100K. It's speculation. It may not. But personally, I believe in it. I have little of my coin there. And what I would recommend for you is that if you're going in, there are so many stories. People are like, they put their money, it has disappeared. Because a lot of things are happening in that space. People come up with different projects that doesn't even make sense. They just want to take money. I have friends that have started projects. It's so easy. Anybody can if you have what it takes. So please, I advise, if you are just a beginner, stick to the top coins. Bitcoin, Solana, all of those ones that are up there. You know that.
Girl, you're speaking Greek, I beg.
Solana.
What is Solana? I beg. No.
Okay, so crypto is a general word.
Okay.
But there are so many so there are different projects, there are different types.
Okay.
The number one most of us know is Bitcoin. But aside from Bitcoin, there is alternative coins.
Okay.
So those ones, there are more than 4,000.
There are lots.
Everybody wants to have a coin.
So the coins have different names.
These are the names.
That's where you now say Solana.
Exactly. So just like Bitcoin is a type of crypto.
Oh.
Solana is a type of crypto.
Oh.
Ethereum, BNB. So these are the different ones.
Thank you for that.
Thanks for calling me back. I'm not an expert in
You're
cryptocurrency.
already talking the technicality of it, and I'm like,
no. So just like you, I see an opportunity.
Yes.
There's so many things there. I don't have that time. Let me just go in, stick to the top ones and move.
Sorry, how did you get this much information about these things? Because you're interested in that, you went for the knowledge.
Does it. So I tell you, before you put your money anywhere, just take your time. A YouTube video,
research.
A book, ask someone,
Do your research.
Don't just put your money without understanding.
Yes.
That's why people will invest in stock, or maybe you put 100K in stock in crypto. Tomorrow you're seeing 50K. They'll start shouting, ewo. No. But if you have the knowledge, if you knew that the market can be volatile, it can go up, it can come down. But you believe that, this project, Bitcoin, we die here. Okay. So even if it drops, it will still go back up. If you know this, you won't panic when the market is down. Okay. Like right now, the market is actually down. But it's a good thing for you if you want to come in. So you buy when the market is down, but don't time the market. So on cryptocurrency, on Forex, I'm not really big on Forex. Just because you can't do everything.
True.
So they are similar, but I rather stick to crypto. If you have knowledge about Forex, it's also the same thing. I think Forex is more of trading. Exactly. So I just take the top ones, relax, and allow it to appreciate.
What about real estate?
Oh, real estate.
So when I'm talking real estate, I'm not just talking like home ownership. I'm talking rentals. I'm talking Airbnbs. I'm talking shortlets.
There's so much money
in real estate. So what's your advice on real estate investments?
Recently, there is this, we had a 1 month run in the company. Everybody come to the place, work together for 1 month. We paid about 20 million naira for that 1 month. And I'm like, this is just rental income to these people. How much is a house?
Yes.
So these days, if you notice, a lot of people, they don't even, residential is not, now people are doing rental, shops, everything. But I understand not everybody has that kind of money. So you can start with land. So real estate doesn't mean you have to buy a house or something. But if you have the money, I think it's a good thing.
I think what I'm going to do, because real estate investment is quite a very broad topic.
Oh, it is definitely.
There are lots of opportunities.
Banking,
there are lots of opportunities in real estate investment that I want you all to tap into. So maybe we can schedule another episode for just real estate investment.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yes, and then we'll just have the conversation around it because it's quite broad.
Oh, it's wide.
And there's a lot of money in it, like she has said.
There is.
I wanted to also you talk.
I just mentioned, because as we're talking real estate, a lot of people will be like, God, I'm not at that level yet. There's something we call REIT. You can key into real estate, but in the stock market. So I'm just going to drop it. You can check it out. Right? I think I have a video about it. The REIT is like stock. It's like a pool of funds. All of us, we want to invest in real estate, but we don't have millions. Maybe you have 10,000. Another person have 20,000. We need have 5 million. All of us can bring it together. Now, experts will take that money. They'll go ahead and invest in real estate property. So that property, they are mandated. I think 90% of their returns, they'll pay it to us as interest or as dividend. So if you're investing in stock, just search for REITs. The example is SPG. If you go to Optimus, you can search SPGs. It's an example of it. You can read the details of it. So know that, yes, buying the land, buying the house is great. But if you're not at that level yet, you can just invest it in the stock market. $1 is fine.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so before I go to my next question, still on investment options. We won't touch so much on this, but I just want the ladies watching to actually see that there are other options that's not necessarily going through the apps.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about car rentals as an investment. What do you think? Just quickly. We may have another episode just for that.
Oh God, there are so many opportunities to make money.
There's money in car rentals. There's money in farming, agriculture. There's so
palm oil.
There's so much money everywhere. You just need to open your eyes and see. And I'm telling you the truth, even in this same country where people are saying opportunities don't abound, there's nothing happening. People are cashing out on a daily basis. So what? Even apart from the car rentals, apart from agriculture, we're talking gold, mining.
The last time I was in Qatar, oh my God, I'm like, I need to come back here because the prices of gold, the way they keep. So let's come back to car rental.
There's a lot of investment opportunities. Like I think that maybe let's leave that conversation for another time. So
let's have another one of passive income.
Yes, I actually wrote that down here.
Oh, great!
And then that can also be would you consider car rentals a passive income? Yeah, investment?
it is. Beautiful. Yeah, but please if you are not available, have someone managing
it
for
you. Yes, I know. So you know what we're going to do? Let's save all of that. The other types of investments for another episode, because I think that is something that you guys would all find very valuable. My next question is risk appetite. When it comes to investment, I know a lot of people have different risk levels. Some people can take the risk, some people can't. What's your advice to those people who have very low risk appetite, and what's your advice to them, and then how can they maybe increase or improve their risk appetite so that they can expand their horizon?
I think for some people it's inbuilt, but it's more like asking yourself, where do you stand? So if you put in money now and tomorrow they come and tell you, something has happened, will you faint? If you will, please, you have low risk, don't do it. But for some of us,
would you say don't?
No, if you honestly, because anything can happen. What I would advise to go for lower risk. Money is good, but blood pressure is real. Honestly. So if you don't have the risk to stomach it, just like the movie thing I was mentioning, that's why you will get into, God, you be like, God, I beg, let me just get my capital. But not everybody can stand that.
And I think that's why I like the advice that you gave about when you want to invest money, ensure you're not investing your entire life savings.
Oh, no. So it's not paying you.
So it doesn't
when something happens.
And then still on this point, I also advise that instead of focusing so much on money, I always tell people, don't focus so much on money, because where the real value lies is the value you can offer to get money in exchange.
Oh, I like that.
So focus a lot.
Give it to us. I like that.
So focus more on improving your skills, the gifts that you have that actually help you continue to create more money. Because money can finish. You can lose money. What you can't lose is the skill you've acquired. What you can't lose is what you know that you can put into work that can actually create more money for you. So my advice always is, don't be too focused so much on money. Focus on that thing that makes you so indispensable that people can't survive without.
Preach. I like that. Sorry, but that's so beautiful, right, God?
I'm preaching her language. But do you understand what I mean? Do you agree with me?
Of course. If you're just starting up to build, your focus should actually be. There's one post I made one day. Investment is not for everybody.
It's not.
Honestly, because there is a point to be in life. Invest in growing yourself. Invest in
That's
eating.
The biggest investment you can ever do.
Do you understand?
Because
a time will come when people will be pursuing you. There's an event you have coming up, becoming the bag.
I'm no, for real. I'm not bragging, but I'm living proof.
We know.
Like I'm
why are we following you up and down? We know.
I'm living proof. The best investment you can do for yourself is investment in yourself. Investment in your personality. Investment in your skill. Investment in your overall life. I promise you, that's the number one investment that can take you to a point where you don't even need a retirement plan. Look at somebody like Oprah Winfrey. Do you think she doesn't need a retirement plan?
Her name is a check. She is a check
on its own. So you should focus so much on investing in yourself above all things. Okay, so the final question. I know this episode is now very long, but we're going to try to keep it very short.
It's money we are talking about.
This one is actually one that's very near and dear to me. One of my life mission, like my goal in life, is, the first goal I had was to break the chain of poverty in my family line. Like break that. I wanted to be the for me and forward.
I like that.
Wealth, money. We're talking money. I'm not saying that I don't have rich people in my house, in my family, but we're not a lot. There's not a lot of them. And I wanted to say, you know what? I want to be one person who, when my family members are looking for the wealthiest, they can point at me.
Now we are calling you.
So I've broken that line of poverty. I've stepped from poverty into riches. Now my next goal is actually to create generational wealth.
Wow.
What's your advice for anyone like me who is looking to create generational wealth? Now, when you are saying generational wealth, we're not talking about money that you can just live by and helps you pay your bills. We're talking about money that
next level.
When you leave this earth, the money is still smelling. The people who you've left behind are still enjoying and being partakers of that money. One person who I know has acquired generational wealth is Dr. Miles Monroe.
Oh,
the man is long gone out of this earth.
True.
But I'm sure that his family members are still riding on the wealth that he created whilst he was on earth.
Sure.
So my question is simple. What advice do you have for me? I'm hungry for money, girl. I'm so hungry for money.
Okay, so there are two legs to this.
And
I think most people focus on one leg, like making the money, building the wealth. I think it's time we started looking at the other side, the people we are building this money for.
Yes.
Right? Of course, we want it to be, if it's our kids or something, are they capable of that whole amount you are leaving for them? I just hope we have that on a lockdown.
That's a good one.
Let's have that on a lockdown. And then to this point of building the kind of wealth you want, I think it should be hard to build that kind of wealth on salary. Agreed?
Bam! Can we start there?
Girl, honestly, right? People will be like,
it's not hard. It's impossible.
Okay, I don't know. They'll ask you how much they pay Netflix CEO. This one is big money.
Unless that you are not using your only source of income is not your salary alone. You probably have other sources, or you're using your salary to create other sources of income.
It's true. Yeah. Like, so these people have assets, businesses, empires that make that kind of money. And again, while you are doing that, the place of estate planning, because I think it's basically Nigerians or maybe some particular tribe. You see people build so much money, but once they are gone, I don't know, give them a couple of years or something. You don't hear about them. The business is gone and everything. We should start looking at estate planning. We don't have enough time to talk about that, but I think if Afri Invest, you've mentioned them a lot, they also do that, so you could talk to them. So yes, there is that leg of making all of that money, and investment, you can't do without investment, because that's the point where you get your money making money for you. You have only 24 hours, right? True. But your money can work endlessly.
Yeah, true.
So you have your business, or you have that asset that is generating that kind of money you want. Your kids are fine, maybe you're leaving the money for are fine. The next level is estate planning. When you are gone, how do you want this to be done? So let's start thinking of that. If you feel like, I don't have so much, writing a will, all of this, I know you don't have so much, but you can begin to put your house in place for when it happens, because that money, you're definitely making it.
You're making it.
Yeah, so that's actually my thought in summary on that. And
so one thing I would also add and say, to create generational wealth, you need a different mindset. I beg, it starts from there.
Sure.
You need a totally different mindset to create the generational wealth.
Sure.
On my journey, on my quest to gaining or getting generational wealth, I actually discovered that there's such a thing. There are two types of money problems.
Ooh.
It's not only one type.
Please tell us.
You know, people say money problem is when you don't have money. There's a problem of having too much of it.
I'm not knowing what to do.
Apart from even not knowing what to do with it, their attention, it drags to you. The things that it's hard to keep up when you have too much of it. So that's when I realized that there are actually two types of money problems. Being poor is not the only money problem.
You know, this thing you just mentioned, there's a client of mine, if I call her name, you will know her. She doesn't know all the things she has. So our problem is usually,
it's a problem.
And it's a woman.
It's a problem.
There is one time I put 15 million in this thing. Let me even call them.
The
first thing we did, let's start gathering. Documentation is very important.
Very important.
So when you put your money somewhere, no matter how small, have a record of it, right? I love that. I didn't even think of that.
But the first step to building generational wealth is to changing your mindset about money. Mindset about the abundant supply of money that actually exists in the earth. understanding that money, real money, is not currency, it's not the paper. I was telling my people this morning when we were preparing for this episode. Real money, in fact, the least thing that is money is actually the paper you see. Money can be in form of your network, your connections, the people you know.
Even your goodwill, your name. If you know you, is it beneficial?
Who can you call and will open a door for you
take
you into an opportunity of a lifetime?
This episode is a master class.
I think we should have
a master class. I'm liking this.
Thank you. Me too. I'm loving it as well. I think we should have another episode on generational wealth. We would definitely have Financial Jennifer back on the channel.
I'm happy to.
And I'm trying my best to ensure that this episode is not as long or doesn't take up time. But I'm sure it's going to be long. But you guys watch because
it's money. These are financial women.
It's interesting. Thank you so much, girl, for coming. Thank you.
I'm
Sorry,
really glad
it's
for
okay.
the
I call my girlfriend's girl.
Please.
I think after this episode, me and you can consider ourselves friends because
I'm not letting you go.
I'm not letting you go.
When you see people on the same frequency with you, hey,
I'm not letting you go.
Sure,
I'm going to go follow her on all of her platforms and consume your content because
I have so much about you.
She has a lot.
Let's connect there.
So please go on her channel. She's called Financial Jennifer on Instagram, on YouTube.
LinkedIn, on YouTube.
Are you on TikTok?
Not yet.
Are you on Facebook?
Of course.
Are you on X?
Yes.
Okay, so she's on Instagram, X, Facebook, and YouTube and LinkedIn as the Financial Jennifer. Please go check her out. I'm also going to put the links to her different platforms in the description box.
Thank you. That's sweet. Looking forward to seeing you out.
I give everyone that comes a hug.
With all pleasure. I like hugging big women.
Thank you so much for pouring into us. Thank you for this
time.
value that you have given to us. And I pray for you that as you have poured into us and you have given us so much of your value, more value is returned to you.
Amen.
And your growth is going to continue to be from glory to glory and from grace to grace in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
For you.
This means a lot to me.
Same here. Glad to have you. See you.
All right, everyone. This episode has been an episode and a half. And I'm super duper excited that I finally got Financial Jennifer to come on the couch to talk about the different investment opportunities. I hope you have learned a thing or two. And if you have, let me know what you have learned and what practical steps that you will take in putting to work everything that she has shared with us today. Remember, part of leveling up and being an elegant woman is that you get the bag. You literally level up in the area of your finances. So it's important that after this episode, you're not just hearing what we're saying, you're taking steps and putting into work the things that we have talked about today. That's all I have. That's all we have for you for today's episode. She's definitely going to come back. I promise you. I'll see you next time with another one. Until then, remember to stay very, very elegant. Take care. Say bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.